The desert evening was silent. An old Bedouin leaned on his cane, his camel resting nearby. Around him sat his grandchildren, their faces glowing in the fading light, and their eyes waiting for the wisdom he carried. He smiled and asked, "Do you know what is heavier than this cane and lighter than this camel's load?" The children looked at each other, puzzled. Their grandfather chuckled gently. "Listen carefully," he said. And the story began. "Many years ago," the old man said slowly, "I loaded my camel with more than it could bear. The sun burned above me. Halfway across the sands, the poor creature stumbled and fell. My children," he said softly, "this very camel once nearly died in the desert." He told them of a long journey. His camel burdened with sacks of dates, water, cloth, too heavy to bear. Under the burning sun, it stumbled and collapsed into the dust. He tugged, he pleaded, but the camel would not rise. And in that moment, he thought he had lost everything. But then, he continued, "I loosened the ropes, bag by bag. I took off the load. The camel breathed again. That day I learned, even the strongest creature cannot carry a burden without rest. And neither can we, my children." He tapped his cane into the sand. "This cane," he said, "is my camel now. My body is weak, my legs tremble. But this cane holds me up, as your father once leaned on me. And one day you will lean on something of your own." The children grew quiet. The grandfather's eyes glistened. "You see," he whispered, "this cane is not just wood. It carries something greater." Slowly, the grandfather untied a small pouch that dangled from the handle. With frail fingers, he pulled out a folded piece of paper, yellowed with time. Carefully, he opened it and recited, "Fa inna ma'al usri yusra, inna ma'al usri yusra." Indeed, with hardship comes ease. Indeed, with hardship comes ease. The children's eyes softened. The desert wind seemed to hush in reverence. "Do you understand, my dear ones?" the old man said. "The camel teaches us, do not overload yourself with dunya, or you will collapse. The cane teaches us, you will grow weak, but Allah will give you support. And the Quran teaches us, every burden you face carries within it a hidden ease." One of the children whispered, "Grandfather, what if the burden feels too heavy? What if we cannot go on?" The old man smiled gently. "Then you must do what I did in the desert. You must loosen the ropes. Let go of what is unnecessary. Trust in Allah. Carry only what is essential. Your faith, your prayer, your patience, and your gratitude. That is enough. For Allah does not burden a soul beyond what it can bear." He lifted his eyes toward the orange horizon where the sun melted into sand. "Remember this. Life is like a journey across the desert. Your body is the camel. Your wealth, your grudges, your fears, these are the heavy bags. Too many of them, and you will fall. Your faith is the water that revives you. And the Quran is the map that will never fail you. The children huddled closer. One of the boys held the cane in his tiny hands. "Grandfather," he asked, "will you give me this cane one day?" The old man's eyes filled with tears. "Perhaps," he said, smiling faintly. "But more important than the cane is what it carries. I will give you the words of Allah. They are lighter than any load, yet stronger than any staff. They will guide you even when your legs give way." As the stars began to prick the sky, the old Bedouin gathered his grandchildren into his arms. The camel groaned softly nearby, chewing at its tether as if to agree with every word. The grandfather whispered one final time, "Remember, the camel needs rest, the cane needs strength, and we need Allah's words to walk the last steps of life." The children nodded and kissed his weathered hand. The desert was silent again, but it was a silence filled with peace. He closed his eyes. Bismillah. Alhamdulillah.
The desert was silent again, but it was a silence filled with peace. The fire sighed, the camel breathed, and the verse lingered in the air like a blessing. فَإِنَّ مَا الْأُسْرِ يُسْرًا. Indeed, with hardship comes ease. The desert was silent once more, yet the echo of his words lived on. May Allah ease your burdens, as He did for the Bedouin that night. Subscribe for more stories of faith, mercy, and reflection. Until we meet again under the same stars. Bismillah. If this story touched your heart, whisper an Alhamdulillah and share it so others may remember too. For every story carries a light, and every light deserves to be passed on.